Have you ever wondered why some teams excel under pressure while others just fall apart? What if the key to success isn't found in their skills or resources, but buried much deeper in something we have overlooked, something called mental wealth? Pause and let it sink in for a moment. Now think back to the best leader you've ever had. What really made them stand out? Was it their expertise or perhaps their empathy? Or was there something more profound powering their leadership? Today, I'm going to unveil how this overlooked asset, which I call mental wealth, not only transforms stress into success, but also turns disengaged employees into dynamic team players and workplace conflicts into powerful collaborations. We will explore three major workplace challenges: chronic stress and burnout, engagement and motivation, plus conflict resolution in ways you never thought possible. We'll explore how understanding and leveraging mental wealth can lead to systems that foster inner peace and tap into innate resilience. Are you ready to unlock the mental wealth within your teams? Let's get started. Welcome to my channel. My name is Rani and I'm a coach and holistic psychiatrist. I help you unlock your exceptional brilliance so that you can be the highest version of yourself. I'm going to make a bold statement today, and it's this: mental health awareness campaigns aren't achieving their goals. Why do I say this? Well, if they were truly effective, we would see a decrease in mental health issues. And yet the reality is quite the opposite. Mental health challenges are on the rise, growing more prevalent by the second. It's become a ticking time bomb, to be honest. Today, I'm advocating for a shift in focus. I'm here to promote the concept of mental wealth, a transformative approach that we need to adopt if we are serious about improving the mental health and well-being of everyone, whether at work, at home. The good news is I'm not going to ask you to do more and more to improve your well-being. I am going to introduce you to a term called subjective psychology. Now, this term has been coined by my dear friend, coach, best-selling author, and speaker, Jamie Smart. Now, Jamie Smart came up with this term, subjective psychology, to make a distinction between traditional psychology and also what he teaches, what I say is mental wealth, and what he says is subjective psychology. So why did Jamie come up with this term called subjective psychology? It's to emphasize the point that it's not about adding more and more concepts. It's not about doing more and more to feel better. In fact, it is about taking things off our mind. So it's subjective rather than adding things. And I love the formula. Clarity equals capacity minus contaminated thinking. If you don't take anything away from this video, but you just take that equation and you really consider it and apply it in your life, then you will find a shift in your well-being, in your leadership style, how you enhance your own motivation, and also how you resolve conflicts at the workplace. I'm going to break it down. What does he mean by clarity equals capacity minus contaminated thinking? Here's the thing. When we have clarity of mind, meaning when our mind is clear, we actually are our highest version. We actually have innate capacity. We can come up with the most incredible ideas and we take action. There's nothing stopping us. So the infinite capacity that we have access to is what I call mental wealth. Within all of us, we have got a treasure, a gift, a wealth of resourcefulness. It's all innate. And this is the best treasure. This is the best wealth we can ever ask for. We're all looking for love at a deeper level. We're all looking for peace of mind at a deeper level. We're all wanting connection, unconditional love, joy, happiness. And no matter what our goals seem to be like, our external material goals seem to be like, if we were to keep asking ourselves, like, why do I want that? Or what would that do for me? If we were very honest, it will all come down to so that I can be at peace, so that I can feel happiness, so that I can experience peace of mind. And all the spiritual teachings point us in the direction of we are already what we're looking for. Imagine you're looking for peace of mind, and we already have it at a deeper level. We have infinite capacity to have a clear mind and to experience love, peace, happiness that we want to experience. I call it mental wealth. We experience clarity of mind when we have less contaminated thinking. Now, what do we mean by contaminated thinking? Anything that gets in the way. That's it. Any excessive thinking, worrying about, can I do this? Worrying about the boss, worrying about the deadlines, worrying about the job interview, worrying about our money, our finances, our relationships, you name it. They are all contaminated thinking. And you might say, but Rani, they are real. I'm genuinely having some problems. Well, the good news is, if there's a problem, there's also a solution. If you don't see any solution, actually there's no problem. Someone said, you can't just give the back of your hand to someone. It's not done. You also have to give the front of your hand, right? So inherent in any problem is a solution. And when we have less contaminated thinking, or we are not engaging in negative self-talk or negative beliefs or limiting beliefs, what happens is we tap into our mental wealth. We tap into our infinite potential, infinite creativity, you can say. And when we access that, we have clarity of mind. And we all want clarity of mind. But when we are stressed and overwhelmed at the workplace, we had the opposite of clarity of mind. We have what we call cluttered mind. All it means is that we are having a lot of contaminated thinking going on at any point when we are feeling overwhelmed, when we are feeling stressed and burnt out, and our productivity dwindles. And you might be thinking, okay, that's great, but tell me, what do I need to do to reduce or stop my contaminated thinking? Point you to my book, How to Turn Stress on Its Head. I have written the mechanics of how the mind works and how to shift a relationship with stress. You will find that there is a misunderstanding. I talk about how some employees really shifted their mindset, really shifted their life, to be honest, by understanding how the mind works. I don't use the term mental wealth here, but I'm pointing to the nature of the mind and how to have clarity of mind and have less contaminated thinking. So if you want to find out more, go and check out my book. I will demonstrate something very quickly here for you to get an idea. I have got this snow globe. Imagine this is the mind. And the snowflakes that you see, they are thoughts. A tranquil mind, a clear mind, has less thinking going on. So there will still be thoughts, which is amazing, which is something we need, but these are thoughts that help us get on and do our job, make some amazing decisions, no excessive thinking, no contaminated thinking. But most of the time, how we go about is we are shaking the snow globe. We are constantly thinking about our problems, about our challenges, about the conflicts that we need to resolve, about the upcoming deadline. And the more we do it, actually, the more cluttered the mind gets. And our productivity dwindles. And we can't seem to make the deadline. Or we might make the deadline, but at a cost. we struggle to sleep at night. And guess what? Our prediction comes true because we have not been able to harness the power of mental wealth because of excessive contaminated thinking. But imagine you understand how the mind works and you notice that you are the one shaking the mind. You are the one shaking the snow globe. And you can keep doing it expecting better outcome, but then you realize that this is not how it works. So you choose to not pay attention to the contaminated thinking. You choose to drop those thoughts. How? Just by not feeding them. You choose to focus on what matters. And you can ask some questions. Given this is a problem, what would I like to create? This is a very powerful question that the ultimate coach, Steve Hardison, he keeps asking his clients. Given this is a problem, what would you like to create? And if you really slow down, you will find that inherent in any problem is a solution. If you slow down and allow your mind to settle, we find a solution. Now, the solution might not come to us from us, but we might decide to seek help, a trusted advisor, or a friend, or a spouse, and have a heart-to-heart talk. Maybe we meditate. Maybe we go for a walk or a swim, or have an early night's sleep. But as the mind quietens down, our wisdom speaks. Our common sense comes to the surface. And this is the beauty of understanding mental wealth. Now you might have a question. How is mental health different to what you're talking about, mental wealth? Isn't it the same? Well, not really. And I use the term mental wealth as a paradigm, an approach to come from. So let me tell you about the 3 paradigms I am noticing currently in the mental health field. The first paradigm is the traditional mental health paradigm. And the question we ask is, what's wrong with you? And this is needed, don't get me wrong. And this paradigm has helped many people, especially when someone is acutely distressed. We really need to figure out if someone is actively suicidal or at risk of harming others or themselves. We need to find out how to keep them safe and how to keep others safe. And sometimes things do go wrong. So what's wrong with you is a very legitimate question. And this is where sometimes we will give people diagnoses, we will give them medications, we will give them therapy, but there's something missing here because we are looking at fixing and we are focusing on what's missing. The more and more problems we'll find. We won't find natural solutions. We won't find out the innate health and resilience within each person. The second paradigm in the mental health field is a trauma-informed paradigm. And the question is, what happened to you? And this is a very compassionate paradigm to come from. Rather than treating someone as if they're broken or that there's something wrong with them, we are looking at trauma and we are making connection with the way they're presenting at the moment to perhaps something that happened to them in the recent past or maybe in the childhood. And it's a very sensitive approach. And yet, we are still not pointing people to the innate health and resilience. It feels like because of trauma, that healing might take a long time, or that healing is not possible given the extensiveness of the trauma. And that's not very hopeful. The final paradigm, which is the mental wealth paradigm, explores this question with the person. What's already within you? I find this very, very hopeful and helpful. What's already within you? This question itself invites us to get still and invites us to explore beyond the physical body and the personal mind. It invites us to look at our inner strength, even though no strength is visible. It invites us to explore the intangible, the formless, the deep spiritual nature of being human, beyond the human condition of suffering and pain. There is a spiritual connection we all have at a deeper level. Now, whether you call it spiritual or something else doesn't matter. There is a deeper dimension to all of us, and that's what I call mental wealth. Dr. Bill Pettit keeps saying, the one cause of all mental ill health is chronic stress, and the one solution for all mental ill health is peace of mind. So when we are experiencing stress and burnout as leaders, one of the things to question is, where is my stress coming from? And is it possible, no matter what's happening outside of me, is it possible that I'm the one causing the stress with my contaminated thinking about whatever is going on? We ask better questions. When we do that, we know how to handle stress. Now imagine not only you are waking up as a leader to this understanding of mental wealth, but also your team members. Imagine what's possible in terms of innovation, in terms of creativity at the workplace. There'll be less friction, better harmonious working relationship. And in terms of conflict resolution, it will be so much easier. We will be more productive. We will have an enhanced relationship, not just with ourselves, but also with the colleagues. They might not call it mental wealth, but they're tapping into the true power, the infinite capacity to be the best version of themselves. And it's possible for you, it's possible for your team, and it's possible for your organization. Sydney Banks said, everyone is sitting with perfect mental health, except that they don't know it. So I'll leave you with this quote. I hope you found this useful. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, live with joy and passion.